what your name is and what you do in the band?
Jeremy, I play guitar and sing.
Daniel, and I play drums.
Of course, with Devil Wears Prada. You guys are saying you've already played today. What do you do in your downtime? I mean, how do you stay sane? You're hustling from city to city, and doing. That sounded like it was a rap song, didn't it? That was weird. What do you guys do in your free time?
I play a lot of video games. A lot of guys do different things, I guess. Andy makes coffee.
Yeah. The two of us and our bass player play this game called Warhammer, and we build like figures and stuff. But really, just we sit around and chill, I guess.
Seriously, it's a boring life.
You gotta make up a better story than that, right? Who are you guys most looking forward to seeing play out here?
I mean, there's a lot of good bands. Greaves and Bad Rabbits, Foxy Shazam. Against Me is awesome. Yeah, playing right now. Right? Yeah.
About the Bad Rabbits too. So not the
hot right now.
What do you guys want, when you're all done, when you retire someday, which we hope is a long, long time from now, what's going to be success for you guys as musicians, as the band or as individuals? What's going to say, hey, I was successful?
Success as an individual would just be if I could play drums for the rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, even after quote-unquote retired, I'd just like to play drums.
Yeah.
I mean, music has been my life for the last 6 years of my life, so if I could just keep doing that, that'd be great.
As a band, it's already, we're really thankful for everything that's happened already, in many people's minds that'd already be a success, so whatever comes next is just awesome, thankful for.
Definitely blessed to be where we are, so anything from here on out is great.
Nice. Yeah, it's great that you guys, are appreciated like that. You appreciate what you have like that. And you guys are another one of it's rare, but there are a few bands that every song, start to finish at the end of the CD or, what MP3s these days is good. How do you keep that quality from beginning to end? I mean, tell me what that process is like. I guess so many bands, write a couple good songs and everything else just fills out the CD. I mean, is it you guys just lucky streak?
We take a long time to write stuff, we're also real hypercritical. We've always been a band that's extremely, self-produced, amongst, most of the four guys that are writing the music in the band, we're really, just as we write and, take the songs that our guitar player Chris writes, we just go through them and make sure that everything's good and really...
We're not one of those bands that writes, 30 or 40 songs and then picks the good ones. We critique our songs until it's exactly what we want it to be. We set something in mind and we go, we want this song to give you this feel or this this kind of sound, and then we write that song that sounds that way. It's never let's see what comes out of the hands and then pick what's best. No, I don't think that works.
And also, not being a pop band or a radio kind of band, we don't have singles, so we can't write the hit and then just fill in the rest of the CD. Every song as we write it has to be a good one because it's gonna go on the record, because like you said, we never throw anything away. We only ever write what we need on the record.
So do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because, I mean, obviously that means quality every single song that you produce, but at the same time, does that drain you physically and emotionally?
Yes, but who cares about us?
I'm sure Chris, our guitarist, who writes most of the structures of the songs, he's probably a little more stressed than us.
If you guys knew you had 5 to 10 minutes left in your life and you're wrapping it up here, what's the last, I know, kind of depressing, right? But what's the last song you would want to hear or perform, yours or anybody else's? And would you hear it or perform it?
Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Which one? Which?
5 to 10 minutes would be hard, but I'd probably start.
You can go 20 if you need.
Wish You Were Here, the whole record. It's one of my favorite records. So.
Pink Floyd's awesome. I do perform. I would want to play Assistant one more time because Assistant is so fun to play. Yeah. Assistant, yeah, and then to listen to, that's hard.
Right.
5 minutes left in my life.
Maybe 10, if you're listening to Inagata DeVito, you might need 15 or Stairway.
Well,
See, now you're going to be prepared, though, if it ever happens,
I would honestly pull out. I would pull out Cursive.
That'd be a good song
Yeah,
to die to.
Cursive is just a great band in general. So. Yeah,
Songs
but
to die to.
yeah,
That'd be a good album.
There you go. The next album title right there, songs that, yeah, absolutely. You guys seem, you're incredible on stage. Love the music, super intense and hardcore. But right now, I mean, you're probably just tired right now. I don't know. But you guys seem really, really chill right now. I mean, is it the kind of thing where you have different personalities on stage, or?
I think it's just you're way more into it because everybody else is into it. They're like, if a crowd is sitting there pouring water over their hair and like just freaking out, you're like, all right, yeah, this is awesome. You just rock out more, but that's how it is for me.
We always I feel like from right before we go on, because we're also kind of chill right before we go on, but the minute you hit that stage, it's like everything from that day just comes out right there, and then after it's just like,
you only get 40 minutes on stage, so you put everything into it, and then as soon as you're off, it's like, man, I have no energy because I literally used everything I had in that, which is the purpose.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The people are paying a lot of money for the tickets, so that's what they want.
So would you rather play the Warped Tour shows where you have to get a lot into 40 minutes, or would you rather play a show where you get to take your time and space it out with a 2 hour show?
No.
We still don't take our time, but we do set up headline sets a little differently to kind of bring different emotions throughout the set, and I definitely prefer playing a headline set just because you really get to sit there and think it out and like make an entire show. There's a show rather than like people come here and they're listening to music, which is awesome, but sometimes I like to go to a play that's a musical rather than just a play because I like to see the music and I like to see it acted out or whatever, so
It definitely is like he said, when we do a headline set, we build it around those moments, and there's ups and downs. It's real emotional. And I would hate to I love Nine Inch Nails or bands like that, that have a huge show, and I would hate to have to see it just played up on a stage in the daylight rather than really see what they can put into it. So and I think it's a good tease to come out to a real show.
Right. Yeah, and you guys are so young. What do you have left to accomplish, and what's next for you guys? I mean, and by the way, love all the song titles, and you guys have incredible songs. And where does that come from? Assisted to the Regional Man, a lot of pop culture references, that kind of stuff. Dolls can grow beards all over, awesome stuff like that.
They're weird people.
So yeah, what's next for you guys, and what's
Coming out September 13th, and just really pushing that. We're going to be touring, here and around the world on that. So that's the next big push.
Yeah, we just released a new song, Born to Lose, and then another new song probably coming shortly. So.
And last question, how can the fans, we have people listening around the world right now, how can the fans keep in touch with you guys, about the new album, Facebook, I assume, Google+, whatever.
Facebook is the best.
What are those?
TDWP Band, I think is probably, and then you just search Devil Wears Prada on Facebook. But we read, I don't think people know that we read, every single comment on every post that we have and all the ats to us all day. We just sit on the bus and read it, so.
That keeps you busy right there then, yeah.
We don't respond. We always read them, so.